Give it a second once we've sat down. And this week...
Wait, have you changed clothes?
Fun?
Have you changed clothes?
It's cold. Oh, hello, welcome to my... It's cold in here. No, it's not cut. It's just funny. It's funny. Keep the audience enjoying us. Hello. We'll be talking about Pot of Gold. From last week, we continued after we finished Mingo and had the show. The second task was to go off on our own. I think it was on a Friday, so it was the end of the week. So we had the Friday weekend, Monday, Tuesday. We're not in a Monday. To do Pot of Gold, and this task was all self, wasn't it? Self-directed, self-made, everything, all the stuff was put on us to do.
Yeah.
So, beginning this task.
So yeah, just to set it. So in Mingo, we had our director assisting us and
putting us through the process of casting.
She put us through the process, assisted us. It wasn't fully reliant on her. We did have our own independence with it, but it was more
structured.
guided.
It was structured.
Yeah, it had a structure.
Cast, staging, performance.
Yeah, it had a structure.
I've cut a bit of stages in there. Cast.
For Pot of Gold, it was we didn't have a director present. It had to be with us with our own company, which I think for me made me establish that in the acting world, in the industry, is being able to create your own work, because work's not going to always be out there for you.
Yeah.
And
definitely, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I found just exploring myself as a person and as an actor, I found that I prefer doing my own work than to doing someone else's.
Yeah.
Because it's more fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
I've made something rather than I'm doing something of someone else's, which became very. I feel like this whole process of these priority weeks is just to give us a little bit of sense of what we want.
Yeah.
What do we want?
Yeah.
What do we want? And then starting this Pot of Gold stuff, we did it as a company.
Yeah.
So the first stage of it was casting it.
Casting.
So we come in on a Thursday, or Friday. Sorry, Friday end week. I'm saying this time scale because we didn't have time, did we? We had this weekend, Monday, go for it.
Yeah.
There was on the Tuesday, it was got in at 9, everyone decided to come a little bit earlier than we did to do it.
Yeah.
So to prioritise our time, we didn't have time to do this. It was very...
We had time, but the time was minimal. But again, going back to the industry, which I think is something we do need to keep reflecting on, keep going back to, is like a play in the bag is it's quick. Your turnaround time's quick, that you need to do it, set up in a whole new place, go for it.
Yeah.
And then be able
we
to...
had no budget as well. It was literally,
no budget.
Literally everyone, do this, here's a script, perform it to us.
Go, yeah.
Perform it. So how did you find this process? Because we sort of took it from the directors from yesterday, didn't we? We sort of learned.
Yeah, so I would say for casting, we went, same as Mingo, we went for the ideals of colourblind casting when assigning roles.
We did take a little bit of what the director said.
We used the same format.
Format was like, we want the main characters to be...
We wanted to be colourblind casting. However, what I was going to get to within the audition process was, for me, I felt the male dominance in the room. So for male parts, I didn't want to put myself forward for. If you understand what I mean. Like I was very inhibited. That I just thought. Although at some points I did feel that I could do a better job. I did sort of inhibit myself, where I thought I'm not going to get picked because of the masculinity.
Stature as well. Just going back to stature and who you are.
I guess that could have, for me.
Yeah, I think that was. I think this is very enlightening for me. Being what I give. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's what. I think this whole training has taught me what I give.
Yeah.
If you might have taken that in there.
I think for me,
it sounds
sad, but for that, I really, although it was colourblind casting, that was the intent of it, but to me it just made me apparent of my gender so much more, because I felt that I couldn't do certain attitudes or like push the boat out, because I wouldn't be taken as seriously than if a male character done it. So does that come like your presence in the room or the energy? That's what I was thinking. That say with the actor that got cast for Euclio, if I was to do that exact same performance, it wouldn't have the same effect. If you understand, it would be, I don't know, in a sense I feel it might have been lost. Where, because of who I was playing, but I felt that to me was down to my gender, but perhaps that was my presence in the room. Because say for example the director played it, so the director, our director we have, played that role, then she could do it because how she brings herself. If you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So although I'd like to say that I was I'm not a girly girl in a way, that I would say that I was like a masculine female, if you will. That for that I don't believe I'd be able to do that. Which is a shame, because now a shame in a sense, but it gives me a point to improve on. I know that I want to make myself a versatile actor, so I want to believe that I have just as I just have just as good
a chance
of an impact, a chance of getting it, because I can believe in myself.
Where do you think male energy sits in a room? Just out of curiosity, like you say it's all about the male dominance, male sort of. Where do you think masculinity in a character sits? If you get what I'm saying, where do you think it sort of lies? Because you said you don't think you could have. Where do you think it like? Would you think it's society, or do you find? If you get what I'm saying, where has this insecurity come from? What? Like, I get what you're saying. Like, even with me, I don't think I could have played the role as well as him, just naturally. You know, because the way I am, just coming across as to someone. Yeah.
I think it's a societal view, and we are challenging something a lot bigger that's out of our control right now, or something that we've
brought up a few times. We've had a few conversations about.
I think it's good to have
gender and how masculinity sort of the guys with lower voices they sound more assertive or genuine, and we watched it when we did political speeches, and then when females speak, they have a lot higher maternal. It's more calming, so it's sort of our like biological nature essentially to where it sits, sort of saying. You know, it's a really difficult conversation.
Yeah, I don't.
It's a hard question to answer.
It is hard, and I'm trying to think of an answer. I just think it is how you present yourself, and if it's an improvement for me, as I said. But it is a question that I now want to keep asking, because I have stumped myself on the answer for it. Maybe there isn't an answer of where it comes from, but I think it's perhaps looking into the cast and reflecting is the professionalism in the room needed to be heightened. It was present because we was able to cast, but it needed to be heightened, for me to feel that I would have had the respect of doing the same role. If you understand what I mean.
I get what you're saying. No, it's how. And it was self-casted. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it was by the public vote. It was sort of by everyone agreed on the best person to do it, like we did in I'm a Ming. Everyone agreed on who fit the casting best.
So I was inhibited, but I still did stand up and still did put myself forward for the roles.
Yeah.
But I think where I inhibited myself is I went up with the attitude that I didn't feel as though I was going to get picked, and that may have affected, or probably did affect that if I'm thinking I'm not going to get it, then I'm not going to get it. And again, that's going back to auditions. If you think you're not going to get it, if you come in with that attitude, that can be read on your face.
And you can look at it as we were the people and we were society, and where most people would gravitate towards a male character because they just give that sort of praise. You might have seen it when you was watching someone else when they were casting the servants. You know, we decided the servant was normally one character, but we decided to have two people, a woman and a man playing two different characters. And
I think that's chemistry though with the servants.
Yeah, I think
because those two that actor and actress have worked together before in other stuff, and it's seeing that relationship that you can just see their energy off each other, and they give equal.
Yeah, and they like to work with each other as well.
Yeah.
Which sort of.
Although in the scenario that if you're coming in for the first time into a job,
or a company,
you don't necessarily have that relationship there. It's being able to.
Yeah, I find that in the class because a little bit of background. We just started this college where we've come into a company that already sort of established everything. So where do you think that sort of sits when we were casting it? Do you think they're sort of gravitating towards their friends? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say they was doing that. But do you not find like just being more nervous? And because the class sort of knows other people's talents more than mine, I say, because if you was to go to my last college, I'm known for playing characters who are very unconventional, and I have sang on stage, so they know I have a bit of singing experience. Do you think they're because they know their talents, that played a role?
I believe it did, and that perhaps is not so much what you know, but who you know. That is an element of that, but don't take away from it by calling it a college, because we're still in a theatre doing.
It's a licensed theatre, but like it was something that like I've sort of found sometimes because the pre-existing.
But if it's pre-existing relationships and on a rehearsal floor, that professionalism should be there.
Should be there, but
we should be all treated.
Yeah, but like when we're talking about.
But however, you can't help that. Perhaps if you've seen that acting before, they're acting before and treating it in a professional sense, that you know that character can be found, and that's what I mean. My point is not what you know; it's who you know. If they know that person can work like that, why ignore it?
Yeah, like we found out that one of the actresses who played the other servant can sing, and I didn't know about that. I did not know that actress could sing, and that became very like everyone knew that she could sing. I didn't know, but if I was to ever do that in a casting, it's what you give.
I think it's opening up about your talents and your strengths and your weaknesses,
and just knowing what you are, knowing who you are, because like I keep bringing it back to. This course is giving me a reason to know who I am.
Yeah. I think in yourself, you'll give yourself a reason
to know who I am. Yeah. And
you have to have the passion in it.
A passion in it, yeah. Because we're just discussing with our directors just about do I actually want to be an actor?
Yeah.
What do I actually want? And I've found in myself, I have a need to express myself. I just have that sort of need to express myself, and I think that comes as an aspect of my sort of acting career and sort of being an artist in this world.
Yeah.
And giving something new. Do you know what I mean? What do you give? I feel like that's the main point in taking away. Like I'm always sort of asking people now, like, how do I come across? Like when you met me, how did I?
I think in these castings, it really is helping to see who we are, and to notice what we bring. And if to do that again, I'd want to ignore the barrier that's telling me that because of the masculinity in the room, you aren't.
You said you found yourself a very masculine, not very masculine, but masculine female.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that, or sort of taking from that? What do you think?
What do I think it's more of my attitude. I say.
Your attitude, that sort of.
Because where my my background, where I've had more where I've been in scouting, it's females and males are equal, and it's not a boy can do this but a girl can't. I've grown up and never had that, and I'm not saying that makes me a masculine female by that sense, but I've had that, very much had that equalness put down for me, that a boy's doing it, well I can do it as well, or they're doing it, well, so can I. It's never been, but in a school environment, it's, for me, well, my school environment, it's males playing football, roughing it up, you know, not rolling about in the mud in a sense, but you know what I mean, like ruining their school uniform, just being
boisterous, boisterous.
Like, but I think it's wrong to say being boys. But if a girl was to do that in a society, it would be judged like, why are you not being prim and
naturally,
proper?
Yeah. I think
but that from my scouting, I don't have that. I would want to like run straight ahead, play the masculine
characters.
The masculine, like, boys do football, girls do ballet, like that. To have that divided gender is something that, like, it would annoy most people.
Definitely. So, just going back to how I went for an audition, I don't ever like to always put it on dyslexia, but I crumbled on stage.
Yeah.
Again, it was the second time I've done this.
Yeah.
Where I had the words in front of me and I physically just couldn't read it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's come to a place where I just have to sort of do it. Do you know what I mean? I walked out of the room just having a panic attack because what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
So this also links into the following week is Director's Eye, and some of us took the opportunity to direct the performance, and I was directing the scene that Luke was in, and for us the notes we gave you was to get your mouth around the words whilst trying, it's sort of having so many plates spinning at once, so no way you should be standing on stage trying to figure out, there's three doors. You had the Empty House, Euclio's, Megadorus's, and Luke's character was trying to direct different characters into the two houses, and it was sort of working out your staging where you should be for the characters.
Yeah, and just get my mouth around the words, just in general. But
whilst having a script in front of you and be able to
I more use that resource now. It comes from my own insecurity, this sort of tripping over my own sort of words and sort of being in the room again. Because once they said after I had my little mini meltdown or whatever I had, it was like I was really enjoying the character you was bringing through. If only if you stuck with it, and that stuck with me.
Yeah.
Because I sank, I didn't swim. I need to swim in hard times. I don't ever want dyslexia to be a thing that holds me back.
Yeah.
I don't want dyslexia to be a thing that I want to be like, this is so important to my life.
Yeah.
Because
it's more that you should embrace it rather than let it inhibit you.
Yeah.
I mean, inhibit is just a word that just needs to keep being used, that you should use things to your advantage. Or, for example, in the company, you see the world a lot differently to most of us, and you ask questions that none of us would ever think of asking. And I'm not saying that's like dyslexia, but your dyslexia is who you are, or it's part of who you are.
Yeah. And it's sort of it's mainly in these processes, like with political speeches, doing Jerzy Kotowski work.